guys to part 5 of the rewrite of Transformers The Last Night. So we begin with Hot Rod and the crew falling down into the main where they get attacked by Galvatron. And Galvatron keeps blasting and says, "Stay still!" And Hot Rod says, "Never." And then was like framing Galvatron. And Hot Rod says, "Where's the Matrix?" And Galvatron pulls it out and says, "Looking for this." And Hot Rod says, What did you do to it?" "Some new tinkering," and puts it in a pedestal that powers Unicorn to new heights. Meanwhile, the others are fighting some Decepticons army. And Galvatron says, "Decepticons, attack!" And Cyclonus, Scourge, and all the sweeps come attacking. Cyclonus goes for Drift, and Scourge goes for Bumblebee. They all duke it out while Hot Rod's fighting Galvatron. Galvatron lifts Hot Rod up and throws him to the ground, saying, "You are not meant to be a leader. You are a weak, arrogant child." And Hot Rod says, "That's part of my personality," and kicks Galvatron away. Meanwhile, Bumblebee, while fighting Scourge, is like, "New makeover, Scourge? Love the new design." "Be quiet. I need to hit you." And Bumblebee says, "Not ever." And Bumblebee takes out his blaster and blasts Scourge. Meanwhile, while Drift is fighting Cyclonus, he says, "You betrayed our master. You betrayed everyone. Betrayal, betrayal, betrayal," Cyclonus says. "That's everything you talk about." Meanwhile, you remember those reinforcements I said in part 1? Well, they're about to enter in the most hilarious way ever. So the pods actually get swallowed by Unicorn, and then while Cyclonus and Scourge, while Bumblebee and Drift are having a hard time, they transform mid-air and say, "Wait for the pod." And Cup says, "Sorry I'm late, Bumblebee. Had a little traffic with Unicorn." And Cup says, and Bumblebee says, "Well, you could have came sooner." And Cup says, "We're not all youngers." "Springer, Cup. Springer, Blur, attack!" And they attack. Meanwhile, while Hot Rod is fighting Galvatron, remember Unicorn was transforming? Well, the mass shifting is changing places very fast. And the Matrix pedestal goes all the way up into the sky. And Galvatron says, "Don't you dare get it." And Hot Rod says, "Well, I have to try." And he uses his jet boosters as far as he can, but Galvatron says, "Jet boosters? You can't do a single thing," and blasts Hot Rod, sending him up. Meanwhile, Unicorn is heading straight towards Earth with some sweeps. So then the battle continues, but then we hear, "Stop it!" And Nemesis Prime comes out. "Galvatron, this is my fight." Galvatron says, "Whatever, Prime." And then Galvatron puts his arm out, and then Nemesis Prime starts running towards the Autobots. And Cup says, "Well, we found Prime." And Hot Rod, Cup, and Crosshair start going towards him. It's a 4v1, I think. No, it's a 3v1. When they battle it out, meanwhile, Galvatron is giving more power to the Matrix, now the Darkspark. And they're having a tough time. And while Galvatron keeps continuing to, he keeps getting more power from the Darkspark, and then Cup and Corsair says, "Go! We can handle Nemesis Prime." And then Hot Rod says, "I got it." And he's running towards Galvatron, and he says, "Galvatron!" And he absolutely blasts Galvatron away, hitting Cyclonus and falling. And then zero gravity activates because Galvatron is heading towards Earth very fast, and then Bumblebee says, "Grab it, Hot Rod!" And he grabs the Darkspark, and then he holds it, and it becomes the Matrix. And Galvatron says, "No!" And Unicorn starts to feel weakened. And Hot Rod lifts it up, just like in the movie, and Optimus's voice narrates, "Rise, Rodimus Prime." And he becomes Rodimus Prime, and he blasts Cyclonus and Galvatron out. Meanwhile, Scourge says, "I can't fight them." And he keeps running, and he transforms into that jet and flies off. Also, are you guys wondering what happened to Depth Charge? Yeah, well, he's there. He's actually there. So Depth Charge actually helps with Nemesis Prime, but Nemesis Prime cuts his arm off, but Depth Charge says, "I've been through worse," and punches Nemesis Prime. And then Rodimus says, "Prime needs some help?" Cup says, "Yeah." And he gives the Matrix, and he enlightens Optimus. But Optimus has to stay back and protect them from Unicorn. And yeah, guys, that is part 5 of the rewrite of the last night. And yeah, guys, until then, see you guys in the next one. Bye.